the moment we began orientation in our 1L year, I'm pretty sure you can agree with me that our law school constantly pushed and told us that we were always competing against our own classmates. The way law school has traditionally viewed this competition is very flawed to me. And by us following whatever they tell us, I believe can cause us to compare and measure ourselves against our classmates in very unhealthy ways, especially being on academic probation, where this can be intensified times 100. Well, I have a healthier perspective on this. Let's think about this in the bigger picture. We all want the same degree, but we all want different things once we get the degree. The law industry is so huge with so many practice areas. Let's say you and I are classmates at the same school. You want to practice criminal law, I want to practice sports law. When are we ever directly competing against each other at any time? Never. Or let's say you want to do sports law, you want to work for the MLB, I want to work for the NBA. Again, when are we directly competing against each other at any time? Never. Or let's say criminal law. You want to practice in New York, I want to practice in California. Again, not directly competing against each other. So you may say, oh, well, what about the class ranking system? That's a very flawed system, and I need a whole different video to go on in about that, because I can go on a tangent about that. I'll just leave it at just that. So with this, me getting lesser grades than you, and vice versa, really has no effect on you or the next person. It really doesn't matter. Ask, talk to your different classmates, and you will find out that they have many different interests and experiences that have nothing to do with you and have nothing to do with what you want to do with your JD. With this in mind, we can start to make a shift and see ourselves and to use our classmates as teammates, where we want the best for each other and we want the best possible grades. For the sake of positioning ourselves as elite candidates for the separate practice areas we are embarking on, versus wishing and hoping the next person is getting lesser grades. Now, are all of your classmates going to be thinking like this? Of course not. And no, I am not trying to make you go out of your way to make every classmate your teammate. And yes, you haven't talked to every classmate and you don't know everybody. That's not my point. My point is, I'm talking about using the classmates as teammates to the classmates that you sit next to frequently, or you talk to from time to time, or in a study group with. You have acquaintance and influence with them. They may have a better strategy, a better way of doing things, of analyzing, organizing, and preparing for exams in ways that you may not have thought of, or the way you were doing. You won't know until you ask. Case in point, my fall 2019 semester in torts, my professor made us learn like 70 rules of law, restatements, verbatim, closed book. You had to know them and memorize them code. And you had to have a certain learning system to do that. Me, I was writing it down and saying it to myself, typing it out. But one day after class, talking to one of my classmates, we're walking to the car, just talking randomly about stuff. Then the exam came up and I asked him, hey man, how are you memorizing all the rules of law? He was like, I'm an auditory learner. So what I do is I record myself on my phone and I listen to all the rules of law while I'm in the car, just everywhere, and I memorize it better. I was like, huh. Now, mind you, this is not no type of system that I did not know about. I mean, I'm like, man, that's actually pretty genius. So I used it and it made such a difference in my performance on the exam. Same applies here. You have to be open to that, receptive to that, to actively seek that, to say, maybe I can use that. You never know. I think about it like going to the gym and working out. We have our own workout routine, but there's others around us, complete strangers, that are working out just like us. And we may see an exercise that we've never seen before, or an exercise we've seen, or something that we're doing, and they may be doing it in a different way. You'll be like, oh, okay. I might have to incorporate that. For example, I do bench press front grip. That's the normal way to do it. I saw this guy did it with the underhand grip. And I was like, okay, all right. And I went up to ask him, I was like, hey man, how you do that? And what are the benefits of it? Like to increase your bench press strength. He wasn't like, oh man, like, oh, this is mine. It's like, oh, nah. I mean, I asked and he gave me like a 5-10 minute explanation, like just of the benefits and everything, wanted to help me. So with this, same thing with the classmates that we know. Ask and they're more liable to help us. Of course, the people that we don't know, they may be kind of hesitant to give us advice. But again, my advice here, my encouragement to you is to utilize the resources around you. It's a poor strategy to stay to yourself or to isolate yourself. No. Use everything, all the inspiration around you, right here and right now. Use everything. Use your classmates as your teammates. And keep that support system going. Of course, use your academic support program at your school. Hey, you're watching this video, so you're doing the right thing, using the right resources, but extend it. Use as much as possible so you can perform at your greatest this semester or next semester, wherever you are right now. Let's go, baby. Stay relentless.